It's finally here. After about 4 months of waiting, we finally got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's Wave 2 DLC pack. And there were a lot of great courses in Wave 2. But, where do they all rank? Well, today I'll be ranking each of the 8 Wave 2 DLC courses, so I hope you enjoy. At number 8, we have SNES Mario Circuit 3. Now, believe it or not, this is actually not the first time it's made an appearance as a retro course. It actually made an appearance as a retro course in the Lightning Cup of Mario Kart Wii. And they made no significant changes from Mario Kart Wii's version of this track. So, SNES courses most of the time are pretty boring unless there's some big change that they've made to the course. And well, this is really just the OG Mario Circuit 3. Now, that's not to say that this course is fun, especially on 200cc, the track goes by pretty quickly and the sharp turns are pretty fun to go around, but there's not really anything that makes this course stand out comparatively to the rest of the courses in this wave. At number 7, we have High Sundae. Now, you might find this as a surprise, but I really don't like this course, and if you peel back all of the sweet stuff that makes the course have charm, the track actually isn't that interesting. You start with a gliding section and then go up some stairs, then you split off into two paths where you pretty much just have to drive straight. Then you take a big turn, and that's the course. That's it. It's about as boring, in my opinion, as SNES Mario Circuit 3. It's just not that interesting. And although the sweet stuff is pretty fun and nice to look at, the course overall is not that fun in my opinion. At number 6, we have New York Minute. Now, luckily, this track is a huge step up from High Sundae. I like the aesthetic that this course has, and the course overall is pretty fun to drive through, but this is where it starts to get tough to rank these. Unfortunately, New York Minute comes in 6th, because I can't really remember any of the track besides for the third lap. There's not really anything interesting for me to drive through on the first 2 laps, but then on the third lap, it's actually pretty interesting, because you get to drive through like this little underground section, and overall, it's just pretty fun. Now, that's not to say that New York Minute isn't a fun course. I love this course, but unfortunately, out of the top 6 and 6 great courses, it comes in last place out of those. At number 5, we have Snowland. Now, GBA tracks alongside SNES tracks are usually pretty boring, but Snowland is just kind of fun to drive through as a non-gimmicky course. Now, the ice physics do kind of bring it down, but it's in snow. What else is going to be there? Not ice, but overall, it's just a fun, non-gimmicky course to drive through, and I'd say is actually one of the better GBA tracks out of all of them. We're heading on to the top 4 now, but hey, if you're enjoying this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I would really appreciate it as it helps grow the channel. And hey, maybe send me your top 8 tracks of Wave 2 down in the comments below. Maybe I'll respond to some of your comments. Now let's get back into it. At number 4, we have Sydney Sprint. Sydney Sprint, out of the tour tracks, is by far the best track in this wave. But there are a couple weird moments on the track. Firstly, the start. They put 2D characters as spectators. Now, this isn't abnormal for games to put 2D spectators, but they put it in such an odd spot where you can obviously see that they're 2D. Now, obviously it doesn't take away from the track. The rest of the track is pretty fun, especially lap 2, which is a super long lap for some reason. But overall, this track is just super fun, and I love the music as well. At number 3, we have Calamari Desert. Now, Calamari Desert was already a great track, but they made some changes to it this time that I think make it better. Now, on the second lap, you can actually drive through the train tracks the full way through. And that's just something that was super cool and super unexpected since I haven't played the tour version of this track. And although it does make the track a little bit shorter, I don't think it really makes a difference. And I think it overall makes the course better rather than worse. Calamari Desert was already a classic, but the changes they made to it made it even better. And number 2, we have Mushroom Gorge. Now, Nintendo with this one pulled out a lot of the classics, and they pulled out a classic Wii course, Mushroom Gorge. Now, this actually isn't the first time that the track has gotten remade. It's actually been remade in 3DS, and this one looks like it's going off of the tour version of the track again, but it's still a really fun course. There's the cool glider mushroom, and you can actually pull off the gap cut at the end of the track much easier now, especially on 200cc with a mushroom. And it's still classic Mushroom Gorge, and overall the track was already great, and they didn't really make any significant changes to it, so they just kept it being great. And that's all that Nintendo really needed to do for this one. And of course, at number 1, we have to have the classic Waluigi Pinball. This track is just awesome. This was a track that a lot of people just wanted back in the original game, but finally, it comes back in the Wave 2 of the DLC. And the track is still as great as it was in the DS and 3DS version of this track. It still has the great music, the great course, and you're still in a fun pinball machine. And that's all that, again, Nintendo really needed to do with this course. And of course, the new music for the track is also awesome as well. So that wraps up my top 8. So what do I think of it compared to Wave 1 of the DLC? I think it's much better. Now, Wave 1 added Coconut Mall, but that was really all of the classic tracks that it added. This one added many more classic Mario Kart tracks like Calamari Desert, Mushroom Gorge, and Waluigi Pinball. And overall, the game just looks better in this one as well. And I know they went back and fixed some of the things in the Wave 1 DLC in Toad Circuit and Choco Mountain, but it's nice just to have them from the start in this one, compared to it being updated 4 months later. But hey, I'd like to know your thoughts, and hey, what do you think of all of the Wave 2 DLC tracks? I would really appreciate your thoughts, and if you want to watch my Wave 1 reaction and see my top 8 for that one, I'll leave a link to it at the video's end screen. I hope you all have a wonderful day, and I'll see you on the next video. This is Crystalized, signing out.